Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely... Yeah, I know. He looks like a weirdo. I know. Don't worry. I'm definitely not mad, and you're watching me go from zero to hero on a Prot Warrior in the War Within Season 2. So the stream voted that I should make the character Horde, and then the stream voted that I should make the character a Pandaren, and here we are with a Pandaren Warrior. I wasn't going to do that, but I felt like it would be fun if people got to vote on it on stream live, so this is what we ended up with. And then for the transmog choice, that is my responsibility. I take full accountability for the appearance of this character. I think that if I can't make it look good, I may as well make it look goofy. So here we are with our Spartan skirt warrior with anal beads around his neck or whatever the hell. I don't know, man. Also, finding a shield that fits this color is very difficult. Please forgive me for using something like this, but it's the best I can do. Anyway, we're going to be playing some Prot Warrior here. We're going to be going Colossus because it does big damn. At first, I thought maybe it's risky going Colossus because apparently, you know, people were suggesting that, but from last season, I remember Mountain Thane being the thing you ran. But it turns out not that risky. You get some mitigation, you get everything you need, and you do a shit ton of damage. So we're excited about that. I've had some fun with it on stream. I did a whole day stream of me leveling this character and getting gearing started. And as you can see, the gearing has been very successful. We've been very lucky. Lots of champion pieces from from delves and stuff like that. Been just very, very lucky. Now, I do have a necklace here that I could use, but it's warbound until equipped. I don't know if I'm gonna let myself get away with that. I did ask people on stream and they were like, yeah, just equip warbound stuff. It's not like it's rare or anything. But I think I'm just gonna put this back in the bank because there were other pieces that I put back in the bank. And what I'm going to do to replace this Explorer necklace is I'm going to craft myself stuff with weathered crests. So let's just open up the warband bank. As you can see, there's some plate stuff here, but I've managed to get stuff from delves. So I figure if I could get pieces from delves, I may as well keep those veteran or those warbound pieces for other characters that I won't be doing zero to hero with, or just, you know, just my alts, my regular alts. So I think really quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the recipe for the thing I want to craft. Hold on now. By the way, all of this, like all of the delving and everything, I've done pretty much all of it on stream. I did some delves this morning before I started recording. I didn't want to start like an 8 a.m. stream. That would have been a bit stupid because it would have only lasted for like an hour or two or whatever. But yeah, so most of it was on stream, so you can see all of that. There will be VODs. As if you're watching this right now, there may not still be VODs available from the leveling and whatnot. That is because it takes forever for YouTube to process 12-hour streams. But yes, we're going to track this recipe. We're going to favorite it. Now here you can see, hold on, one of these should be it. Yeah, you could put in Enchanted Weathered Undermine Crest, and that'll make it go to 629 item level, which is significantly better than 606. 23 more item levels makes a big difference, which will probably bump up our item level to 640. Why is it telling me I can get even higher item level? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's looking at the potential item level from these. I do have a champion, shield, but I'd have to spend some crests to upgrade it to make it worth equipping over the better statted shield that I got from LFR, which is also another thing I did. I did some LFR. So weekly quests, LFR, and delves, that's basically been what I've been doing on this character to gear it up. And it hasn't taken me long. It's like 2 evenings worth of content. Alrighty, we bought all the mats. Now we can find someone who can craft this for us. Let's just set everything up, make sure it has the stats we want. We want some crit haste. We already have crit haste on the one we have, but this is obviously going to be higher item level without having to expend any Valor Stones, so that's what we want. We're gonna go looking for, and I'm gonna link this. Hopefully that works. Let me check trade chat really quick. Yeah, my message is nowhere to be seen. For some reason, and I couldn't tell you why. I haven't, like when you link these level 70 or level 71, level 80 blue pieces, it doesn't work. I don't know why that is the case, but we're just going to say looking for jewel crafting. And then 50,000 people will whisper me because Terran Mill on Horde is very popular, or very high pop, I guess is what I should say. But I guess that's, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we're just going to wait for somebody to whisper me, and then we're going to have them craft that. And there we go. We have Radiant over here who's going to be doing it for us. Radiant Sham told me to send it to Radiant PI, which I would guess is a not a private investigator, but a power infusion. Okay, so apparently the stats we want for both Mountain Thane and Colossus are haste crit. So That works. Then versatility and mastery being the lowest. There we go. We have our malleable pendant, and now we are as geared as I'd possibly expect anyone to be geared going into +2s, which is what we're going to be doing here in a second. This episode might be a bit longer because I'm probably going to include multiple runs just to get started with the first one. I'll see how I do it. I think I'm going to push up to +6 and try to do a +6 in the first episode. That would be kind of cool. This is not the building I'm meant to be in. Hold on now. I'm holding off on putting any gems or anything into these because honestly it's just kind of not worth it. This is going to be replaced as soon as possible. This is just not a good ring. It's got the worst stats for me. It's got the most of its stats go into mastery, which is the worst stat for me, so I'd like to get something else. But yes, we're going to go ahead and grab a keystone. And what do we get? We get Theater of Pain. Yes, perfect. Exactly what it is. Is a theater full of pain. Anyway, I guess I could go ahead and just host that right off the bat. I should get some enchants because I do believe some of these pieces I won't be replacing for a while. So while I form a group, I'm going to grab myself some enchants and I'll talk to you in the Theater of Pain. And here we go with a +2 Theater of Pain. We have a priest and a DH, so we can skip this quite easily. We could either soothe or imprison or both. That way we could just avoid pulling this one ad. And then we go in and pull this ad, and then we leap our way into here, and we got to make sure we have our shield block available. We're going to kick the first guy immediately, and we're going to send out all of our offensive cooldowns here while maintaining shield block. It's important to maintain shield block. We're going to spell reflect some of that. And we have 5 stacks of or 10 stacks of demolish. We're going to go ahead and use that while we still have our lovely, what is that thing called? Jesus, my brain's not cooperating. I'm overwhelmed. First M+, but we're blasting. We're doing great. What was I trying to say? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Okay, I think we're going to go this way because otherwise we're going to run out of space. I don't even know what I was trying to say, but we should be a-okay here. I should be using shield block, and I need to reapply this thing. By this thing, I mean ignore pain. Oh my goodness, this is my first M+ run on this character, and I think it really shows. But, well, I mean, I'm not doing anything wrong. We're just going to go ahead and use our demolish yet again. That demolish does so much damage. It's kind of stupid. I'm keeping up with the DPS here, and I think that is unreasonable amounts of damage. Now, Blizzard, if you're listening, please ignore the last thing I just said. This is perfectly reasonable and absolutely balanced, so go ahead and just keep it exactly the way it is. In fact, I think Colossus might need some more buffs, so just you know, hit your boy up, and we get a nice balanced thing going for warriors, I think. Anyway, sorry about the shoddy commentary. I'm just I was so focused on making sure I have my shield block up that I don't know, maybe I freaked out a little bit. Then we have to wait for the 2.5 hour long RP before we decide to head down this slimy path. I think it's slimy path, or is it mini boss first? No, I think we go slimy path first. Farak says, "Grats on getting the going down thing." Yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Now, a yoink back from the druid here would go hard, but we're just gonna take what we can get. We got to make sure we interrupt these sludge spreaders when they do the big cast, the one that makes big wigs go bonkers with it. We're gonna use our demolish here. Hopefully that takes care of it. Why am I topping DPS? Blizzard. The Blizzard. Oh man. Well, I guess I am maybe yeah, I have a bit of a head start on some of these people in item level. I'm the second highest item level, Demon Hunter being the next one. Now, I didn't pull this patrol with me on that pull, even though they were close, because then there's 4 of these sludge spreaders to kick, and that can get a little overwhelming. But hey, you know, I don't think it's that much slower. I do have 10 stacks of demolish available. I do not want to use them. I think we go this side. Yeah, this side patrol. We have to be quick, though. We have to be quick. We moving. We might be pulling this, and we are pulling this. People kind of hesitated. You hesitate, you die. You hesitate, you die. We're gonna go for the next group right away. Make sure that we apply our actual shield block. And there we go. Now we do have a demolish ready to go. I'm gonna send it on the big guy. I'm gonna rally here, make sure that we're nice and safe. And now we're gonna send it on the big guy here. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Big damage comes out, and we should be good. I'm kind of standing. I'm disoriented. Good luck, everybody. I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the bonks. I wasn't paying attention to the frontal and reroll, I guess, of the gas bag, and I got disoriented by how bad it smelled. Okay, we should be okay here. should be okay. Should being the operative word, but it looks clean. I don't know, man. +2s right now with people that actually bother to gear up, not that difficult. Not that difficult at all. I think today's +6 is looking quite likely indeed. All right, well, we have just about everything ready, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna kick this thing, and then we have Demolish and the debuff and Avatar up. We're gonna go ahead and do the big slams. Big slams get us up there in the damage department, but we do have a man down. Demon Hunter going down to swirlies, most likely from dashing into them by accident. But that's okay, that happens. That's just something you deal with a Demon Hunter in group. Sludge Spreader is over there. I'm going to try and angle this guy. I don't know, does he target other people? Or does he target the tank always? We're going to wait for a res here just to make sure we can go pull this into the boss. Is anyone resing? I think we have a mass res coming in, so the indicator isn't there. There we go. Rebuff our buddy here, and we're going to go into the boss. Big shield block, big shield charge. Get as much of that shield block available as possible. We're going to be in this fight for a little while. So we have Avatar. We're up at 10 stacks now, and we just use Demolish. Now these guys need to come out. I'm gonna that's the sound I started making there for a second. Okay, we managed to get through. I got a little overwhelmed there because I was so focused on doing the damage that I didn't think about, you know, not getting killed by the by the hooks. You don't want to mess with the hooker. The hooker is you don't mess with hookers. That's just, you don't want to do that. Especially not the best hooker in the entire dungeon. He is not to be taken lightly. He don't come cheap. God, I'm just making too many sex worker jokes. I'm so sorry. But it's just too easy of a joke to make on this boss. So my apologies if this offends you, but it's just some lighthearted humor. All right. Anyway, now that we're done talking about hookers, we're gonna continue focusing on the boss. So far, I feel like the boss is tickling me. I haven't noticed my health dip at all. That could be due to some wonderful healing being done by Farak here, who I do believe recognized me at the start of the dungeon. I'm gonna leap over here to this safe spot just to try and get aggro on these guys because I couldn't taunt from all that way over there. But I think we are good now. We're gonna send out one more demoralizing shout into a thunderous roar, and that should be this boss dead. We are at 10 stacks. I'm gonna step over here into the safe zone, wait for that to pass, for the swirly to pass. Hold on, and then one more demolish for the road. One more demolish for the road. Maybe, just maybe, I should focus on actually getting aggro and starting to, I'm turning into Seeker. I'm just looking for how much damage I can do. That's unreasonable. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be focusing on what a tank does. But this is basically a DPS disguised as a tank. So far they haven't noticed because I've been able to survive things. But that's what Colossus Warrior feels like. All right, next one should be the which one? Xav. Xav should be lusted. I'm going to ping here just so people know. We can lust Xav, and then we can lust last boss as well, depending on if we have the time. I'm going to wait until the Arbalest dies. I'm going to ping the Arbalest. Once the Arbalest is dead, that's when I'm going to go and pull more shit. Once the Arbalest kicks the bucket, we're going to help him out here and make him kick the bucket just a little bit quicker by using my Demolish on him. He got his dot out. Once the dot is healed up, we can go next if he's not already dead. Hopefully he doesn't get the dot out as well. I'm a little bit annoyed at myself because I keep ignoring certain WeakAuras that I have, which is bad. The WeakAuras I'm talking about is the shield block and the ignore pain WeakAura. I guess I'm ignoring ignore pain. Now here what would help is if people stacked up so that these are always stacked up and we have somewhere to go, because now the next ones are probably going to land on top of us and we're going to have to deal with that. Okay, we're going to leap through here. I'm going to type in stack, and then we have plenty of room to work with here. Now this guy won't he won't cause too many issues for us because he's not going to live very long, but yeah, see, if you stack, it's a lot easier. Now let me shield block and then demolish at 10 stacks should bring him to his knees. Interrupting roar is going to go out, doesn't really do anything for us. We can move on to the next group. Yeah, but if you have the one with the swirlies, just have your range stack with melee and then just move across the room. It's really not that difficult other than that. All right, get that ignore pain rolling. Once you get ignore pain up, you can have it up for a very long time without having to refresh it. I think it'll sooner time out than it will actually be fully absorbed, because you're just doing so much damage with this godforsaken spec or build that it just, you have no issues. You have no ignore pain issues. So that is absolutely wonderful. I am also running the thing which makes my shield, whatchamacalls it makes my shield block lasts longer, that talent, and another talent where I, whatchamacallit, oh my god, and another talent that adds a second of duration every time I shield slam. There we go, that one, that's the one I wanted to talk about. Jesus Christ. All right, focus on the captain, then switch to the arbalists. That is the game plan here. I recently was informed that this actually reduces the amount of damage that people are taking, or not people, but mobs are taking. So you want to kill the captain first and then immediately switch to all the other guys. I'm going to drop a big old stun here and send out some offensive cooldowns now that the big guy is dead, so our AoE actually does what it's supposed to do. I do have a demolish, which is going to absolutely demolish these mobs. The mob moved out of my demolish and I wasted the demolish. That is great sadness. That is... my sadness knows no bounds after this betrayal. The mob moved out of the demolish. I'm gonna go ahead and just stand in this because big tonk. Moving out of it is a bit of a pain in the ass. Then this mob moves, then people have to figure out their positioning, stuff and thingy, and you know, all that nonsense. I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm a tank. I could just tank the whirlwind and call it a day. Now I can't block here, so shield block really isn't doing much for me. Unless shield block actually counteracts that because it's a buff, which might override the debuff. No, I'm definitely not blocking. He just bonked me for a lot. Or she? I don't know, sorry. But yeah, definitely a toughie if you're depending on that. But we can use other defensives. Right now we don't have to because it's a freaking +2 and I'm overgeared. But otherwise we may have to. Is this the way we go? This is the way we go. Yeet. And then here's Xav the Unfallen. All right, everyone is here. We're going to charge in, shield block, ignore pain as soon as I can. We're going to demoralizing shout. That way we can actually get some extra rage in. I can use my shield charge as well to prolong my shield block. And now we got to switch to the banner. I don't actually have enough mobs to revenge spam here for CDR on my thingy with the stuff, or rather for stacks on Colossus. So the way the Colossus stacks work is if you hit 3 mobs with your revenge, you get stacks of Colossus. If you use your shield slam, you get a stack on Colossus. Did I say 3 stacks on Colossus? You just get a stack of Colossus when you revenge 3 mobs. Sorry, I'm trying to play the game and commentate at the same time. We have a banner here. Not for long. We're going to use our demolish on it. There we go. It's been deleted from the game, along with the lovely damage that our DH was able to do here. Wonderful. This spec does too much damage. I should not be doing this much damage. This is kind of ridiculous. Oh man, and my stats aren't even that great for it, to be honest with you. I have too little haste, I feel like. I have 13k haste. Okay, my haste situation has improved because I got a necklace with more haste and stuff, but for the most part my haste has been quite underwhelming. I'm going to use demoralizing thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. What is that called? Is it shout? It's demoralizing shout. Okay, I'm not sure if it was roar or shout or what it was, but we have avatar. We have 10 stacks of Colossus. We're going to use it now after moving out of that, and then there's going to be another one, but I'm going to be done casting. Beautiful. Get that shield block back up because my WeakAuras is dancing in front of my face, and people are gonna turn angry at each other, but it'll fix itself right away. There we go. One more boss. Oh, we didn't bloodlust there. Okay, did we not have it ready? I wasn't sure. I thought we would just bloodlust there. Okay, it's this one. I'm gonna say keep moving so people know that that is what they're supposed to do. Okay, second charge, and I already used my leap, so I can't really get there, but we're gonna shield slam, or shield slam, not shield slam, thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. Let me taunt that last guy, get out of line of sight, and people are good to go here. We're gonna use spell reflect. I think that's all of them stacked up. People should be line of sighting. I think there's some people standing in the hallway and getting beamed down. Now we're going to knock all of them up. We're going to pull this guy. I kind of forgot about him. Usually I'm here as a DPS or healer, so I kind of forgot that it's kind of my job to do that. We have everything up. We're going to use demolish on the big guy. That's a lot of damage. 10 stack demolish. It's juicy. I still had all the adds up, so I did all the AoE that was possible. So that was very, very nice. Okay, that could have been a lot cleaner if I had pulled it in a little bit sooner. Then everything would have kind of died together. But hey, here we are. I didn't grab this. My bad. Okay, this guy can grab it. You get to decide which way we go. Just plop it in. Okay, we're going left side so we don't have to deal with the shield guys. Or, well, yeah, they have a shield, an absorb shield, and also the spears. The spears are pretty annoying, pretty brutal. Do a heck ton of damage. You really have to either CC or interrupt them. Ideally interrupt them because then they stay down for longer, right? So we have demolish available. Should have used demoralizing shout for that, but we'll have it for the next pull and we'll be a-okay. We keep going here. What is the next one? The next one is 2 shield guys and... oh no, 1 shield guy and the guardian. This is perfectly fine. 1 shield guy is manageable. I can keep him quiet all on my lonesome. We're gonna send all of our cooldowns here because why not? Okay, nobody else is looking for kicks on him. I guess I'll CC. I thought that we would get more kicks out, but apparently not. Okay, we have the volley. We're gonna kick the volley. Soulstorm coming out. Healers handling it. Harak making good use of that holy priest. And I think we just slam here. Curse slam. He's gone. That's a good chunk of his health gone. Beautiful. I don't know how I'm doing this much damage. I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be using the orb. Somebody else is grabbing the orb. I'm going to right click it immediately so that I head out before anybody else. Because sometimes people will go through the portal very, very quickly and it may cause some issues, such as you get aggro when you land and the tank isn't there. So you got to be careful as a tank. The way you can minimize the issues here is if you just, whatchamacallit now, if you just go through very, very quickly. Now, can I spell reflect these things that they're casting at me? Maybe not these tornadoes, but this thing I could surely spell reflect. Yes, I can. Very nice. Let's actually try and get one of these shield blocks rolling so I have actual shield block available. We're gonna execute here because I don't feel threatened, but I think I'm gonna build up some bad habits here. See, now the the druid ran through and clicked it first, so I'm gonna have to make sure I immediately do some AoE here to get aggro. Okay, and we kick that. Beautiful. And we have shield charge available. I'm gonna ask for shield whatchamacallit, for bloodlust. Oh no, Farak went down. But yes, I'm gonna ask for bloodlust on the last boss rather than next boss, because next boss is a absolute joke. All right, let's demoralizing shout, and then we curse slam with the demolish. Beautiful. Didn't have avatar for the full demolish. That's a little bit unfortunate, but I was focused on other things such as commentary. Farak says don't read the chat on this platform. It's a good point, Farak. That's a good point. Farak probably should have waited for us to activate the shortcut, but we'll just wait for him now. We don't have a summon available or anything like that, so unfortunately we can't help him. I'm just gonna wait for him. I'm not pulling without a healer, guys. I know it's a 2, but it ain't that stupid. I don't actually know what the dance is. Oh, never mind. Farak's here. I don't get to find out what the dance is. Maybe at the end of the dungeon if I don't forget, which I probably will. But yeah, we're going to double charge into the boss. We're going to spell reflect this first one because it's on me, and then we'll kick the next one, which is on our hunter. And that is it. I'm holding my cooldowns until I have 10 stacks of Colossus's might or whatever, because then I want to overlap everything and make sure we Gucci. Maybe I shouldn't run people down with the frontal. I'm just gonna stand over here now. Okay, we stack up here. You don't have to leave melee to stack with people. And that's something I can point out. They will spawn on the edge no matter what. Okay, we have 10 stacks. We're gonna try and get our shield block up, and now we Ravager, demoralizing roar. We have avatar available, this, and now we're going to curse slam here. I don't mind being hit by these orbs. I really don't care at all. It doesn't do enough damage to make me want to move out of melee or to run in circles. Because if I run in circles, if the frontal targets me, sometimes I'll get distracted and I won't notice that the frontal's on me, and I'm going to kill someone behind me by running in a circle trying to get away from it. So that is something to keep in mind. The more still you are as a tank here, the better. Now my health bar is barely moving in this run because it's a +2, but in general I would be looking to use some shield block. I do also have 2 set, which is something I forgot to talk about. Now people are stacking over here, a little bit inconsistent on the stacking, but I don't think it matters. We have 1 more demolish left for the boss. But yes, I was gonna say I do have 2 set. I didn't record that. I tierified right before I started this after I got enchants and stuff. I went for hero shoulders that I got from from the vault from doing 2 delves on Tuesday before reset, and I decided to tierify the pants because they have a leech, and they had bad stats until I turned them into tier pants, which now they have crit and haste, which is perfect. So yeah, I went for the pants. Now I'm hoping I don't get tier pieces that are whatchamacallit, pants and stuff. But yeah, if I get 2k, I get another catalyst charge. If I get any other source of what are they called, tier, that'll be wonderful. So yeah, bosses are kind of melting, so I don't know if we need to bloodlust at 50%, but I absolutely hate that part of the fight, so we're gonna see if we can bloodlust at 50%. I'm looking to charge as late as possible. I don't want to start mashing my button here because then I might just accidentally use avatar and waste a few seconds of avatar because I have it macroed I have Avatar macroed into a bunch of like abilities that do big damn because Avatar comes up extremely often. Now I do believe people said that I can spell reflect this tank buster, so that is something I'm going to try and do. I also need to set up a spell reflect WeakAuras. That would be good. That is Grasping Rift, my friend, not Reaping Scythe, but it should be coming up soon. No, we're gonna rally here, make sure our friends are nice and safe. Shield block, I did not do that. Okay, hold on. Stun everything. We're gonna charge in, kick this guy, move back, try and stack them all up. Okay, Dark Devastation coming through. All right, we have Avatar, we have everything. We can use the 10 stack Demolish, get some damage out. 50% coming up. We're going to be lusting soon. Reaping Scythe came out. I didn't spell reflect because I'm stupid, but if I get that spell reflect WeakAuras, I will actually be doing it because it is off the global cooldown. I have no excuse other than not paying attention. There's the Bloodlust. We're going through this. Spell reflect. Can I reflect that? Nope, that's not true. It just didn't reflect shit over here from what I could see. So whoever said that, you lied to me. I think we're in a safe spot. People should be able to move out. Maybe I should probably focus on that frontal placement, but it doesn't kill me, so it doesn't matter. I got bounced back in by the spectators. Should be okay, though. Plenty of space for melee. Rift is far away enough where I don't have to worry about it. Boss is nearly dead. I don't have to worry about the bulls coming up. Reaping Scythe is coming, but the boss is dead, and we can move on from a +2 key to a +4 key, the Rookery. Shill my YouTube channel, and peace out. Okay, well, we didn't beat any of the DPS on DPS, but we did well enough, I think, for being a tank with the same item level as the DPS. I think there was a DPS that was a lower item level than us. Let me check real quick. Yes, the Feral Druid, which did remarkably well for their item level. I'm like, what, 14 item levels ahead of them? Very nice DPS. Demon Hunter, I'm surprised they did as little as they did. Well, not little. This is not a little bit of DPS. But I'm surprised that they're so close with the Feral Druid that is 15 item levels below them. But I guess they're learning. People are learning. It's +2. People are learning. I'm not criticizing that this is bad DPS. I'm just surprised that the spread is so small considering the difference in item level. And of course, the BM Hunter coming in strong at the top of the DPS. And Farak says they are enjoying the vids and that I should keep them coming, and I will, buddy, I will. All right, well, I'll waste no time. I'm gonna go straight into the Rookery +4 while I still have my buffs, so I don't have to waste more gold on these, because these buffs are so expensive. Consumables are insane this season, this expansion. Absolutely insane amounts of gold necessary for consumables, and I really don't like it. And here we go with a 4 Rookery. We're gonna try and make some safe pulls here, because there's some pretty dangerous pulls out here that can be pretty annoying. Now I'm going to charge down into these guys and shield slam, clap, and then I can jump into these because I already have my defensives rolling or my active mitigation rolling. I'm going to try and kick some of these. All of them got kicked. Spell Reflect is still up, so we should be a-okay. Now we can use all our AoE. We're building up the Colossus stacks, and we have the Colossus stacks, and now we can use our the Demolish, and holy shit, that is some crazy day. Oh my goodness. So what I was trying to do there was I was trying to build up these stacks. You get them from using Revenge on 3+ mobs, and you also get them from using Shield Slam. So you want to make sure you're getting as many of those as possible. And of course, Shield Slam core to my rotation just to keep up the, what are they called? The buffs, to keep up the shield block buff. Now I want as much uptime on a shield block. Ideally, I'd have 100%. I'm currently sitting around 80%, which I think is okay, because there's some moments where you really don't care so much about shield block, so it doesn't matter as much. But yeah, now ideally we pull these guys off to the side here. We're going to use some spell reflex to take care of that. We pulled this group as well, and now we just got to make sure people don't stand near there, because that is where a lot of other mobs are going to come in. There's going to be another Thunderer and a Void Rider. You don't want to pull Void Rider with these Thunderers, because it'll cause a lot of issues in the sense of there's going to be a lot of damage going on the group. AoE unavoidable damage, and you don't want that. 9.8 million crit from our... Oh my goodness, that is absolutely bonkers. Somebody just left the party? Why did we leave the party? Why did that person leave the party? I guess it's okay. I think they're embarrassed because their DPS was shit. I don't know. Maybe they had to go. Maybe they left the cat in the oven. I don't know. We're gonna rally here, just keep everyone safe. We have Demolish coming up soon. I used my Demoralizing Shout a little too soon, but we get CDR for Demolish if we go over 10 stacks. So every time you go, you're supposed to get a stack of Colossal Might or whatever it is. You get extra, what are they called? You get 2 seconds off the cooldown of Demolish, so we good on that front. So we're just going to 4-man the +4. Who cares? We got damage. I do enough damage to count as another DPS. So I think we're okay here. Gonna go ahead and spell reflect here, which I probably shouldn't have. I don't think I was even being targeted. I'm waiting for... Oh, okay. We're chi. This is gonna be a little bit more rough, but we're gonna make it work. All right, I want to kill this the Thunderer immediately, so I'm gonna use my 10-stack demolish on him. I accidentally muted myself on Discord. I don't know if the video recorded that or not. We're gonna CC this. I think I can get a kick out on this guy to make him group up, keep my defensives rolling. I can use shield wall here and use some self-healing in the form of thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. What's it called? My goodness, my brain's not cooperating. What is that called? That thing is called impending victory. There we go. I got it eventually, guys. We good. All right. We have another demolish ready. I need to get my ignore pain out, and now we're going to go ahead and use this damage here. Try and finish off the Void Rider. Finish off everything. This is only difficult because it was more than we planned to pull, because people, I think I saw a chi wave or a chi burst go this way, and we kind of pulled more than we intended to. I'm just gonna ping that we should stand over here, because that way we can get into the safe spot when the spin starts. Bloodlust is being used. I didn't have to tell my friend when to use it. He did ask when I want it used, but I think on bosses is fine, because the bosses will be more value. Maybe it would have been good here, but honestly communicating that is a little bit difficult. All right, let's see which way we're spinning. We're gonna wait for these circles to land, and then once I move, I'm gonna use demolish. There we go. We had enough time. We're gonna keep moving. There we go. Beautiful. Shield block back up just so my shield slam does more damage. You want it up even if you're not being hit, because shield slam damage is increased when you have shield block up, just so you know. So it's a good thing to keep up all the time, regardless of being hit or not, especially since we have everything we need to keep it up all the time. If you find yourself struggling to live as a Prot Warrior, what you're doing is you're probably not using a shield block enough. I forgot about this one pack of mobs, but apparently that shouldn't be an issue. I completely forgot about that pack of mobs. What the heck? How stupid am I? I just forgot about them. Hopefully we have to move in that direction. If not, this might become a bit of an issue. Oh, we were lucky we have to move in this direction. We're good. All is well. But yeah, I think I might need them for percent. If I think I have to take them for percent, but I think instead of doing them, I think I'll just do some mobs downstairs and we should be okay. Big circle coming out. We're going to move over to this part. By the way I know where the safe place is these have concrete or whatever the hell material that is in WoW, and these have metal grating. The metal grating means that is where the lightning is going to go for some reason. I don't know. That's just Blizzard's way of making it easier to spot which way you want to go. But yeah, we're going to skip the trash that I should have pulled to begin with, and we're just going to take some extra stuff here. Now, a good thing to do here is to free one of the rooks so that you get this buff, because you just zap every 1 second. You're doing 23k nature damage, so that's 23k DPS that you're getting for free. We're gonna have to pull these because of the fact that I skipped some mobs there. So hopefully we get this killed before the patrol goes out. We're gonna go ahead and kick this guy. Shaman already kicked it. I'm gonna go ahead and use a shield wall here, and I'm coming up on some stacks very quickly. Spell Reflect's gonna go out. No reason to kick that if it's on me. We're gonna put a focus on it. Need to get that shield block back up. I'll use another stack. We have 10 stacks of Demolish. We're gonna go ahead and slam the Jesus out of the diffuser. Want to get damage out on him because he's the prio mob. The extra trash got pulled. We're gonna switch our focus over to this one. We're gonna kick it. Gotta keep things rolling. Gonna use another stack of shield wall just to keep myself safe so the healer doesn't have to worry about me. I could have spell reflected that. That's perfectly fine though. It's a good instinct to kick. Don't worry about my spell reflects. Those are way less important than getting kicks out. Beautiful. I should never be upset about people kicking when I'm trying to spell reflect, honestly. Sometimes I am, at least as DPS. If I'm on comms with people, I'll be like, oh no, I'll make some weird noises or whatever. But for the most part, I'm just happy people are kicking. All right, the demoralizing shout is gonna go out. Another kick goes out as I'm trying to spell reflect, but that's fine. Some people don't see who things are being cast on, so it's impossible to tell if you should kick or not. We're gonna go ahead and kick now because it was targeting the shaman. I got your back, shaman. He kicks when I'm being targeted. I kick when he's being targeted. We good. We're gonna just shield. We're gonna slam. I'm gonna call everything shield slam. I can already tell, but I'm gonna go ahead and what I wanted to say was I'm gonna shockwave. Apparently that's also called shield slam now, but here you go. If you didn't know, that's called shield slam now. Everything is a shield slam. But yes, moving on to the next group. I didn't want to combine these pulls even in a +4 because the fusers just do an obnoxious amount of damage. Now we can use execute on this on the affix because it actually has 1 health and a huge shield. So we're going to use our demolish on it. Unfortunately, it died before our demolish could fully channel, but it's not a big deal. The AoE portion of the demolish still goes out even if the mob dies, so it's not a complete loss. We're going to use our shield charge here to extend our shield block, and then we're going to use all the cooldowns to finish off this diffuser. I'm just going to use my cooldowns on cooldown, probably. I'm going to try to at least. Oftentimes I'll probably just forget about them, but yeah, anyway, the reason is I have a lot of CDR in my avatar, so I would just want to use it whenever I can. Oh, we grabbed an extra crusher, not a big deal. We have everything set up here for a beautiful demolish, so we're going to go ahead and use it on the caster. I want the caster dead sooner than anything. I'm not using as many shield slams right now because I'm trying to get these revenges out, because revenge does a lot of damage for us. So sometimes I'll be ignoring a shield slam, even though I probably shouldn't, because shield slam, when it crits, it gives you 2 stacks of colossal might, and what we're trying to do really is just cycle our colossal might stack, or maximize our colossal might stacks, because when you get another one past 10, you get 2 seconds of CDR. I probably already pointed that out, but that is a fairly important part of this. Also, I'd just like to point out, we have 4 people and we're just absolutely demolishing this dungeon. Get it? Because I'm using an ability called demolish. But yes, that was accidental. It's just in my vocabulary now. We're going to rally here because we have some people that are kind of low HP. We're going to go ahead and use our demolish to take care of the affix. Healer did a wonderful job here keeping us up. This pull is brutal no matter the key level. There's just so much damage going out, and people sometimes don't use defensives, so it can get pretty hairy pretty quick. Do need to use my shield block here. We're going to also use shield charge to generate more shield block, and now we good. I'm going to waste some of it running around, but then again, we have so much. We have 2 charges of shield block available already. I'm just going to charge in, thunderclap this side, throw weapon, there we go. I should be zapping all of them, and this guy is now active. Shield block and revenge, spam revenge. We are already at 10 stacks. I guess I should thunderclap to lower my demoralizing shout cooldown. Crush reality coming out, but that's okay. We're going to move him to the edge of it, and then we're going to use this. You can use shield block while channeling demolish. It's nice like that. Now we got to step over here. I want to bring it to you, buddy. Don't run away from me. You're supposed to take the dot. Why are you moving away? Our shaman friend understands how the dot works, so he let it bounce. He just made sure he stays away from the hunter as far as possible. I do have heroic leap. I don't want a heroic leap just yet. He's going to jump onto the spot where he was. I don't know. Did he jump on a pet or something? I don't understand how that works quite fully. All right, we're gonna stand close to this person. There we go. And then we're gonna stand close to the shaman. Gonna focus on getting my shield block back up. Now it's on the shaman. Shaman has to move close to either the monk or the what's he called, other guy. I'll just stand over here. Dark gravity being pull status from the middle of that ring. Can't do anything about it, just got to deal with it. I'm going to try and position him over here, and I now finally have the opportunity to use a demolish. I don't have avatar, but I'm going to use demolish anyway because I have demoralizing shout. Now it went on somebody else. It can't go on me. I'm just going to leap away to make sure that it doesn't jump to me, and now I'm going to make sure that it jumps to me because I will be able to not take extra damage from it. So the way you want it to go is just make sure that it doesn't jump to a person who just had it before you. If you get it, that's it. So you don't want it to jump back to a person that had it previously. All right, we're gonna put it on the shaman here. We're gonna move away, make sure that the shaman drops it onto the monk. Okay, we dropped it onto the hunter. I'm holding all my cooldowns because this thing's almost dead. I'm just, screw it, demolish and then walk away. Oh, he died midair. Love it. We're gonna use some rage here on some executes. It does good damage. There we go. Beautiful. But yeah, that dot is all you really have to manage there. Healers, as a healer, you might have a bit more work there because sometimes, well, especially as Mistweaver, you're just not going to be able to hit the boss, so you need your lightning charges to make sure that you can heal, or you need Shaylun's gift. Anything that you can heal without actually hitting the boss with is what you're looking for there. And I know that because I did 0 to hero on a Mistweaver right before this. A little bit slower of a dungeon because we only have 3 DPS. We're gonna, never mind. We were going to spell reflect, but our friend the shaman took care of that cast for us, so no spell reflect for us. Love the number of kicks the shaman is doing, though. Beautiful number of kicks. Hunter decided that he doesn't need to do kicks. He has 0 done so far, and I don't think I've seen his thing on cooldown so far, so yeah, there's that. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to pull all these civilians and these crushers, and we're going to fight these civilians away from, what's his face? The Void Stone there. We don't want to have the Void Stone be near these civilians, because I think for every civilian he gets a buff, so we want to just keep those civilians away from him. The emissary getting absolutely beamed down by I don't even know what. Love to see it. Now with these void crushers, I think we can move on to this guy. Even if they give him 2 stacks, I just don't give a shit. So there's that aspect of it. Now we're gonna go ahead and just do a bazillion damage here using our demolish. Beautiful. Did you see that? That was amazing. Love to see it. We had, oh shit, some more civilians got pulled. That's not what I wanted. I want to minimize the number of civilians being near this guy. But we got him to 40%. Once he reaches 40%, he activates this no matter what. Usually he does 2 void extractions before he activates this Unleash Darkness thing. Either that or he just keeps doing it until he reaches 40%. I don't know. I've only done this at the highest on a +10 key. So I don't know if he does a 3rd void extraction if he doesn't reach the whatever the heck it is, 40%. All right, we have Avatar. We're just going to demolish here. Beautiful. I should stop looking for Avatar, really. I should just try to make it happen. Just press the button no matter what, but make sure that I have my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. What is it? Demoralizing Shout, because I have a talent that makes Demoralizing Shout make enemies take more damage from me. So that is what I'm looking for here. That's why I check if I have it up or not before I press my cooldowns. These 2 crushers, I don't care about them. We're gonna go ahead and do double Voidstone, or double big guy basically, because I trust my healer right now. He's been healing amazing, and I have all my cooldowns, so these things should be dying fairly quickly. We have 10 stacks of Demolish. You want to prioritize the Ascendant because the heal observer that he puts out is absolutely brutal and will actually cause a lot of issues for your healers. We're doing some good cleave damage here across both of the mobs, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. We're going to kick this Void Bolt, and there we go. Double extraction did go out on the Void Stone, so he has a 28 stacks. He's going to do a bit more damage here, but we're going to make it work. Our healer's doing a good job of keeping us alive. We're going to rally here just to make people a little bit healthier, because we're doing the double pull, and he has 28 stacks. The next one won't have quite as many stacks. Trying to spell reflect that. Oops, I think it got interrupted again, but that's okay. And healer is able to get us through this just fine. I'm not going to use my demolish because these mobs are just about dead, so I think we're okay on that front. We're going to take care of this affix, and then I'm going to jump into the next group. The crushers are kind of beating the shit out of me, though. That's one thing that I need to keep in mind, is that the crushers will be causing some issues to me. Now, I haven't tanked a Rookery yet. Actually, I have. I've done it on my druid, but I did it with my friends, and if you do it with friends, it's trivial because you can coordinate a lot better. But we're looking good. It's looking like it's going to be probably a 2-star, depending on how quickly we kill this last boss. Considering the fact that we're missing a DPS, getting a 2-star is kind of crazy. The fact that I don't know, I hope the paladin's okay. Maybe he had like an emergency or something. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. He just kind of peaced out. He didn't say anything. He just left. It just said leaves party, and that's it. And we got to make sure we don't get knocked off the platform here like our friend the shaman did. Hold on. We wait for the shaman. He can give himself water walking. There we go. I'm glad I recognized that and didn't just immediately charge into the boss. I'm going to be positioning over here, and hopefully I'll be in range for most... The shaman says, I just love my life sometimes. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. But yeah, we're waiting for the shaman to come back, and then we're going to pull. I'm going to position around here, and I'm going to try and move over so that the healer can get to me. Ideally, we all stack around here, and then we go off to the sides as necessary. But yeah, that's we're going to make it work like this. I know that the frontal cone, from my understanding, it clears the thingy thing with the stuffy stuff, the gunk on the ground, but I just don't care enough about that to worry about it. Maybe in super high keys it'll be important, but in pugs it's just better to get this thing the hell away from people, I think. Okay, I have a charge on me, so I can take care of this side. That's beautiful. We're going to go ahead and use all our cooldowns here and demolish the mob. We want to do as much damage as possible to the mob, because the more damage we do, the less of a buff the enemies get. If you can't kill it, the best thing you can do is just do as much damage to it as possible, because the lower its shield is, the less of a buff the enemies get. We have cooldowns available for the damage amp here. Not all of them. We don't have Demolish, unfortunately, but we do have Thunderous Roar, and we shouldn't underestimate the damage that Thunderous Roar can do. And we're close to getting another stack of this nonsense of Demolish, but the boss is about to go out of the damage amp thing, so I think we good now. I maybe should have taken the affix over to my friends so that they can do more against it, but, you know, it is what it is. Corruption's being unleashed. Oblivion Wave's coming out. We're gonna go and use Spell Reflect. Spell Reflect does a lot for magic damage. I think we can reach this. I'm just gonna wait for these swirlies to go away, and then I'll step over closer to this. I'm still in melee range. Boss is taking extra damage right now. I don't have many stacks of Demolish or Colossal Might here, so I'm not gonna bother too much with it. But I do have Demoralizing Shout and Thunderous Roar because we're running the 45-second roar. We have some executes ready to go through. Beautiful. Boss dies next shield break. I'm gonna try and send this through here. We're gonna shield wall. Does it clean the areas? It does not clean the areas. I was lied to. I was lied to. We're gonna demolish here, try and get as much damage on it as possible to lower it. I was focusing on clearing the thing, but that didn't really work out. I think the monk tried to roll in and make sure that I'm okay, or touch a death it or something. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, the monk can touch a death the emissary as soon as it spawns in, because the emissary, like I said, is at 1% 1 HP, which means that the thing is just immediately doable. Somebody is going to take care of that because it's spawned further away than melee, and I don't want to have to deal with moving out of melee on this boss. And that's the boss dead with 4 people. Beautiful. I learned something, which is that the frontal cone, the thing, the wave, does not actually clean the zones. That's kind of insane. The paladin that left actually got loot. I guess that's just a rule of the game, is if you're a douchebag that leaves, you get loot if the group completes. I'm gonna tell them they can see it on YouTube, and we're gonna peace out. Our Hearthstone got interrupted for some reason, but now we are actually going to peace out. Okay, well, that was pretty good. I feel like we did okay. I did some serious damage, 1.64 million DPS on a +4 with whatchamacallit. 643 gear. I feel like I could do better if I shut up and actually just try to play the game, but that's not what you're here for. You're here for me yapping your ear off while I'm playing dungeons. I assume that's why you're here. I don't know. Maybe you mute the videos and just watch the jump cuts. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, we now have a +6 key, which is, of course, it's Floodgate. So we're going to go get one shot by the last boss, Tank Buster. That's going to be miserable. Okay. Hopefully we don't get a bunch of people that are clueless about the route that I'm going to do, and it works out. But yeah, I'm a little apprehensive about going in, but I do have the gear. I just need to focus up, and I think we can get it done. Okay, hosting a 6 Floodgate is like just, you are the Floodgate. You get flooded with people trying to join for the trinket, I assume. Look at how many applicants there are for this thing. That is insane. And some of them are like 657. There's 661 people that were in the queue. It's kind of insane. Yeah, there's the 661 people. I'm not going to invite these guys. I might have to invite some people that are a little bit more geared, because I just don't, there's no applicants that are near like more reasonable gear. But I don't know what to tell you. It's just kind of crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. This is insane. If you see people with a lot of gear in the run, that's because that's all that's applying. And here we go with a +6 Motherload. The group is what you can see in the bottom right corner of the screen. We're going to go straight down the stairs, and then you do a little skip here. I'm going to pull this Undercrawler just because sometimes when people are running back, they pull them, and it can be a bit of a problem. I'm trying to jump up here, and now we're ready to go for the last group. That should be it here. I'm going to shield wall just to make sure I'm nice and safe here. Thunderous Roar, this thing, CCing, rallying, keeping people alive. Spell Reflect needs to go out. We're going to try and do this. I guess I need to stun this. Didn't have the global for it. Okay, now I can finally use my Demolish. There we go. For some reason, I'm second in DPS. I think it's because people are freaking out trying to survive. I'm going to try and drag these guys out of that, but they're kind of slowed by something. I'm not 100% sure what. And this last thing can get kicked. Beautiful. There we go. Okay. I think the Spell Reflect WeakAuras is not exactly working the way we expect it to. People are running. I'm going to ping down like this just so they know which way we want to go. So we just jump down here. I should look for crab pulls here. Don't want to pull crabs, but I should look for them. I'm going to yeet my weapon at the one across the room. And now hopefully people actually just stack up. I'm going to Stormbolt that one. And we're going to charge over and kick this one and taunt him. Then we're going to charge back to this group. There we go. Demolish is up. We're going to use a shield wall here. Just keep myself safe. We're going to demoralizing shout here. Shaman opts to release rather than to, reincarnate, which I think is okay. It's just a little trash pull, so we shouldn't have to spend too many resources on it. I'm going to drop my AoE stun here. Bit of an overpull, it looks like. People are not quite ready for this just yet. Demoralizing shout. More crabs are being pulled. There's going to be a couple of crabs exploding here. I wasted my kick here. That's going to be a bit of an issue. Hopefully somebody else kicks the other beam. Other beam is almost killing our shaman again. This time I think he would have out of frustration used that reincarnation. But it looks like we're okay. Crabs are going to have to die after everything else. Or rather, one of the crabs is up last. I think what I did here was I overpulled. That last bit, I did not need to pull that guy. It kind of spread out the pull because they just stand there and they're slow. And everything seems to be extremely slow right now. And I'm not sure why. Mobs are just very slow. We have 2 stacks of the bomb dot from the crab. I think we killed the second one too quickly. We're going to go ahead and just pull everything here. I'm not too worried about it. I'm okay with being over percent. I just want to make sure people don't pull shit they don't need to pull. Trying to get aggro and establish aggro. Taunting that one. And now we're going to demoralizing shout. And I think we can also demolish here. We don't have a kick available from us. So we have to just watch that cast go off and hit someone with the trick shot. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use Thunderous Roar here, even though I've kind of run out of cooldowns to use it with. I guess Avatar was still up, so it's not a big deal. Okay, shield block needs to be maintained. I need to do a bit of a better job of that. I should be using it before the weak aura tells me I need to use it. I might just put it up so that when there's 2 seconds left, I actually have the weak aura pop up then, rather than when the aura is completely missing, like right now. So there's that. But yeah, we're going to move on to the first boss here, and we're going to shield charge into it and then use another stack of shield block. We're going to demoralizing shout and then use demolish on everything. Beautiful. What I'm looking for here is to move the boss a bit closer to this side. Hopefully that isn't bothering. Oh, we have a flame strike mage. I'm so sorry, flame strike mage. I'm going to rally here just for safety because I saw that orb go out and I was kind of stuck in it. I don't know. I freaked out, so I rallied. Don't judge me too harshly. I'm a little bit overwhelmed here. I felt bad because I moved things out of the mage's flame strikes, so the ads weren't taking as much damage anymore, which is that bothers me on a personal level when I make a mistake like that. I wasn't thinking of it, but because I thought too late of moving the boss. Anyway, we're gonna save this demolish. We're saving it for when the ads die and he starts his jump start, because that is when he takes more damage. So last shield slam into a beautiful 10 stack demolish. Could have used demoralizing shout beforehand. I think it may have just come up during the damage, or rather during the cast of demolish. I'm not 100% sure. We get the affix killed and now we can move away. I'm gonna try and get aggro on these guys, but it may be a bit of a pain in the ass because of reasons. I let my active mitigation fall off, which is not good. We're trying to get these taunts out, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass because we have to move the boss. I should have moved the boss a bit sooner. I'm gonna use demoralizing shout. And this, I'm going to charge into this to kick it just to make sure that that's safe. It's easiest for me to do. There are ranged kicks, but I don't trust anyone. I have 0 trust. Then maybe that's a me issue. Now somebody else has to kick that. The mage does kick it. There we go. I probably shouldn't have charged in. I should have let the mage handle it as is intended. But it worked out in the end. Trying to regain stacks of Colossus so that I can, or not, Colossal Might, I should say. So that I can do my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. Demolish during the damage amp, but that doesn't seem likely anymore. 16 seconds away on demolish, so we're just going to send our cooldowns here and call it a day. Thunderous Roar goes out with an avatar amplifying it. Jump start's almost over. We're going to use demolish here just because the boss is nearly dead. We should be able to kill it without me having to move it. Beautiful. And we can take care of this emissary. There it goes. And we just charge straight into the next pack if I can just get my line of sight on it. There we go. It was up the stairs, so I couldn't get to it. I'm trying to target this stupid soldier to taunt that. Maybe I should do a mouse over taunt. That might be something I want to try. But I think I want to put that on a separate bind just so that... But anyway... just thinking of things on the fly here. Need to make sure my active mitigation stays active, and we also need to make sure I get a fresh stack of Colossal Might here right before this ends. Get that shield slam in. The reason is because I have 22 seconds to keep this thing alive and pull into the next group. Now, I'm not going to overlap these groups. I'm going to leap in here and pull the loader bots. The loader bots are pretty dangerous in and of themselves. I do have an AoE stun that I can handle them with, but I don't want to risk it for the biscuit here. That biscuit ain't worth it. We have a 10 stack of Demolish. Our rogue proccing his cheat death because I was demolishing instead of doing my AoE stun on the loader bots. You can see why I am worried about the loader bots. They're just kind of dangerous. We're going to use all of our cooldowns here to make sure this pull goes a little bit quicker. Doing absolutely insane amounts of damage, keeping up with the rest of our DPS, even though most of them outgear me by a significant amount, like 10 item levels. But at least I think so. That's the kind of groups that we're applying to the kind of people that we're applying. Yeah. 7 item level difference. Wait for the affix to spawn. Here it is. Beautiful. We're just gonna kill it so that we have the buff as we go in. Don't want to have to deal with that in the middle of the pull here. All right, just to be safe, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these contractors. They don't really do anything, so we may as well pull them. Gonna move over to them so I can thunderclap them, get that shield block up, demoralizing shout, kick this thing, and we have 10 stack demolish. We're gonna use it on the blood warper because he does big damage. We don't want to deal with that. Kick goes out. I don't get the spell reflect. We get a wall of text in what I assume is Spanish, and that is the end of this fight, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and assume, yeah, the shaman's taking care of it. Thank you so much, Coffee Star. I'm gonna ping the shield or the little target icon here. That is the best place to land. Landing over here is risky because you risk pulling the crabs. Most people will pull at least one crab there if you give them a chance to, so be careful with that. We're gonna try and break this scaffolding as quickly as possible, and then from there we're gonna drag this group into the next one. There we go. Beautiful. Because I don't want to have to deal with that nonsense. We get that shield block back up, get that ignore pain back up, and now we have demolish, which we can use on the architect here because he's kind of the beefiest mob. I didn't get my kick out there because I was casting demolish. Somebody else did handle it though, so that is good. I'm going to try and move them ever so slightly away from, yeah, see, that's why, because these crabs are now being pulled. That is unfortunate. I should have moved sooner. Probably could have prevented this. We're going to taunt here and get the revenge and thunderclap out, and let's reapply some more shield block. We're going to kick this thing so people don't have to run and leave a bunch of stuff on the ground. We should be okay here. Don't really have anything to dump rage into other than revenge, which is always a good time. Okay, and we're going to demolish now. Emissary comes out. I should have used my demoralizing roar before I use demolish, but that's okay. More crabs are being pulled. We're gonna have to stagger killing these crabs, otherwise we're gonna have a bad time because we're gonna get basically we're gonna get old bursting back from these crabs dying. But we do have a shaman who can heal through that. Ideally, we would slow down our DPS so that, yeah, it ran out. Okay, now when this crab dies, we slow down our DPS. Well, I think we can just blast because these guys are not going to live past that. But I have 10 stacks of my demolish ready for the next pull. We're gonna have 2 stacks of this most likely because they're just too close to each other in HP, so they're just gonna die at around the same time. I'm gonna focus this one on the lower HP and just wait for a couple of seconds. I'm not hitting it. Yeah, okay, we managed to reset it, so we're relatively safe for this next pull. I'm gonna pull one of these groups and I'm gonna use a shield wall here, put a focus on this guy. Aggro is a little bit questionable because I'm being silly and I'm using things that I don't need to. I'm thinking about things I don't need to be thinking about. 2 of these are coming out. I'm just trying not to stand in that shit. Now I can finally demolish here, I think. And I use it on the contractor, the worst target because it does nothing. But it's okay. I do it for the AoE. We're going to move a little bit because it's just getting a little bit too crowded here. We're going to step closer to the existing blades. For that, we're going to throw a Stormbolt at that one so he doesn't do his stupid shit. Make sure we move. 2 flamethrowers going off at the same time is a little bit annoying because you can't move either of them. And you might want to move one of them so that you have easier access to DPS it for the melee. But that's okay. It all works out. Shredation coming out. Everyone can move. I'm moving it. I'm moving it through the blades, which is not ideal for melee, but I couldn't tell where people were standing, so that's why it went that way. Below this if you want. Okay. Waiting for a sec. Affix, bro. I don't see the affix. What are we talking about? They're not buffed by the affix. They weren't in combat. I'm confused. Anyway, what am I doing? I am using my demolish here. I'm going to use it on Bront because Bront is a pain in the ass that doesn't die as quickly. We're moving over. We have the gel coming out. I don't have to worry about the charge until it's the last charge, and then the last charge I have to clean house with. Okay, charge is going off, clearing 2 mines. Next charge is on Gutshield. No, it's on the Rogue. Rogue is able to take care of both of these, I think. No, he doesn't charge quite as far. I'm not gonna get the last one, but yeah, I know where the thing is. We dispel it. It's dispellable. You get 2 dispels and I think 3 charges. I couldn't get there because I used my leap thinking that it was on me, not on the Rogue, but it ended up being on the Rogue. Okay, and we move over to Quick Fuse again. I'm very overwhelmed by this boss. We're gonna taunt that lady, and we're gonna send all my cooldowns here. We're gonna demolish. Quick Fuse, I got stunned by the charge, not a big deal. Another charge going out, still not on me. Charge on me. I think all the bombs are taken care of, so it doesn't matter. Hopefully I don't hit any of the melee. The melee take care of it. I need to use shield block here, make sure I live. The wallop's gonna go out, but it's dead before that happens. We have to go ahead and use this extra action button. Somebody's taking care of the bombs. There we go. We take care of the Zeppelin, so there's no more circles on the ground, and that should be manageable. I think we have to pull the divers here, so I'm gonna go divers first. 3 divers here, 3 divers here. We pull 6 divers. There we go. And then we're going to pull the kelp. So if people have cooldowns, they can use them here, recover them on kelp, then use on boss again, or whichever way they want. I don't know what would be preferable. The kelp are a bit of a pain in the ass, so we should be careful with that. Knockback comes through. Love that knockback. It enables melee to keep DPSing without having to maneuver around the bombs. That was a really good knockback by the druid. Well done, Juicy XO druid. Well done, friend. That was beautiful. And now we pull 6 kelp because I am ruthless like that. So we're going to go ahead and pull the 6 kelp. Demoralizing shout. I'm going to shield wall and demolish and use a, what's this thing called? A shield, no, an ignore pain and shield block. We're going to stun 1. 2 are spinning. 2 are spinning. We kick 1. We knock them up and stun them with this. I don't have a fear, unfortunately. If we have a blood elf or we have the mage who can potentially spell steal, that's also something. One of the kelps is dead. Slowly but surely they're going down. I'm trying to taunt this one back in. There we go. By this one, I mean the affix. I'm going to start executing the affix just to make sure that it dies or it gets as low as possible before it goes off. It went off, and that was partially my fault because it didn't taunt it back into the group, but we should be okay here. Looking at 10 stacks of this thing, we're going to use my demolish. There we go. Okay, could have been cleaner. Well handled by the shaman. 1 million HPS is being dropped. I forgot that I need to click. Always left, says the mage. Yes, mage is definitely been through some shit with this boss. But I'm spamming taunt. I'm spamming taunt. I'm spamming taunt. I'm spamming taunt. I want to make sure that it doesn't hit anyone. Spammed taunt enough to make sure that happens. Our rogue is deciding to stack, go behind the boss. I don't know why that is the case. We're gonna move to the left. Everyone's moving to the left, to the left, to the left. All the DPS in a box to the left. We're gonna move some more away from that, from the waves. We're gonna rally here. Hopefully people use defensives. I'm a tank, so I can't really use the defensives. Like that. It doesn't matter what I do with defensives. Sludge Claws comes out, but I have my active Vindication rolling on a 6, and that is more than enough apparently. We move to the left yet again. It's nice now that it doesn't prefer healers. Healers get a much easier time. They don't have to worry about where their other DPS are positioned or where the other people are positioning. We move to the left again because there's waves right there. I don't know how to help my group here. Rogue takes some waves to the face. Not ideal. Closing in on whatever. Brain is not cooperating. We do have CRs. CR is going to go out. Healer is now bound to the thing, to other players, so they can't move around as freely. That is because our rogue went down, so a healer did get bound. Swamp Face getting relatively low. We're going to move to the right, even though we said always left, because we would have to run through the waves to get there. I'm going to go and use my demolish here because I have enough stacks. Trying to avoid all that. Sludge Claws coming through. Again, I don't care because shield block is OP along with ignore pain. Rogue is constantly standing behind the boss. Is that like a thing you need? You don't need to do that as assassination. There is no benefit to that. Just stack and move left with everyone else. Wake in the Swamp is coming through. I don't think we have a good spot to stand here. We're just gonna go ahead and you know, take it like a champ. And that's the boss dead right as I use my cooldowns. Good job, Vlad. I wasn't paying attention to the health. That is a peak Vlad thing, though. I always forget to look at the boss's health before I use my shit. Okay, we're gonna stack over here. I'm just pinging so that people stack over here when Bubbles comes out, so that the Bubbles drops are all the way over here. People are also standing behind line of sight. That is also okay. We're gonna move away now. Or we can stand on this side, I guess. That also works, but ideally I would have moved back so the range doesn't have to move as far. But this works just fine. Backwash is coming out. We can spell reflect that, apparently. That's pretty cool. I only got 1 stack of it, so that's nice. Or 2 stacks of it instead of 3, so that's something I can enjoy here. The bubble drop is coming through. We're gonna get our ass kicked is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and taunt this thing and make sure that we see. Oh my goodness, I just got overwhelmed. The backwash is coming through again. Now we can move back to where the bubbles were here. Holy shit, I got caught by the bubbles. By Bubbles' bubbles. On my way around. We're trying to make sure we don't pull this scaffolding group because there's no need to do that. I'm gonna demolish here to make sure he dies before any stupid shit happens. Trying to avoid these bubbles because they will still do damage to you. That's something you should know. Trying to kick this guy and now we should be good. I spell reflected for God knows what reason. We have that patrol, but I'm gonna drag it into next if we kill this fast enough. If not, then I'll pull it with this. Waiting for the patrol to come in. There's the inspector. Electrician's also aggroed onto me. We're going to stand over here so we can line of sight him, and then we're going to kick him. There we go. Beautiful. Just trying to avoid pulling the sleeping beauty over there. I don't think I need him for percent. We had some extra crabs, so we should be over percent. But overall, I think we're okay. Range DPS standing a bit to the side, prompting the inspectors to jump behind them and be far away from the melee, reducing cleave. Also far away from their spells and AoEs. So something that can be improved if you're playing range DPS in these pulls. You can move a little bit closer, and that way the inspectors don't jump quite as far. And you increase the effective DPS of your group, which is beautiful. If there's a way for you to increase your DPS without having to do your rotation, you should do it, because that is really true optimizing right there. I'm gonna send some cooldowns into this pack. I'm not too troubled by it. We don't have a good way to skip. We have Shroud, actually. Can we use Shroud? I think I need this group either way. I'm gonna pull it. Looking at percent, I'm fairly certain I do need that group. I'm gonna use my Demolish here just to clean up the rest of this group. Beautiful. I don't know why I'm doing these obnoxious amounts of DPS. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Spell Reflect is up. I'm going to Spell Reflect that. And we're going to kick it. And now I think I can group them up. I'm going to save my rally. I do have it available. I'm going to save my rally for the next one. We're going to CC this because it was casting at two. Both of them were casting at the same person. They're doing it again. The rogue is being targeted by it, which is not exactly good for his health bar. We're going to stun one because, again, they were targeting the same person while this one's doing AoE. You cannot afford that. Kicks going out. Beautiful. Druid took care of it. Love to see it. Druid also did a yoink back pull thing where he drops the Ursol's Vortex and then does the knockback to CC them for a prolonged period of time, which is beautiful. We're going to rally here, try and keep things going. Spark Slam coming through. I don't even feel it, man. I don't even feel it. I am surprised by how tanky I am. This is incredibly fun, honestly. I'm doing so much damage while also being incredibly tanky. At least it feels like that. Maybe I should ask the healer if he's having trouble keeping me alive. I'll ask him after the end of the dungeon if I remember. Probably won't, because I have the memory of a goldfish. And anything I say I'll do after the end of a dungeon, I usually tend to forget to do. I think there was something I said I'd check at the end of the dungeon as well, which I've already forgotten what it is, so good luck. You can point out in the comments what it was. I don't know, something. Just give me some engagement, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. 54% combustion ready. 54% mana on the healer. Healer is sitting down to drink, I think. Yes, he is. Beautiful. There's some RP here, so it doesn't matter. We're going to use our charge. Druid wants me to pull immediately. We can do that. I have Demolish ready. We're smacking him in the dome with Demolish. Beautiful. Now he's going to smack me in the dome with the Tank Buster, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I need to use anything. I'm going to save Last Stand in case I'm low when he goes to hit me, but I'm going to use my shield wall here. Thunder Punch coming through. We good. Yeah, that thing hits like a truck. We're standing and electrifying 2 puddles. I'm not a huge fan of that, I'm gonna be honest with you, but we'll make it work. Leaping sparks are coming through. We gotta run through here. I'm gonna stand over here. Hopefully nobody baits it into this. I'm gonna try and leap backwards when he tries to knock me back like this. Oh, hold on now. Rogue having some trouble. Thunder Punch coming through. I almost got put into electricity. I don't like that. I mispositioned there for a second. I also took a lot of damage because I didn't use anything to actually defend myself from it. But it looks like all of those thingies are gone. We're going to taunt the emissary, make sure it stacks up here so we can cleave it down while he's in the intermission. I taunt him again. I already did taunt him once. I can't get him. I can't get him off you. I thought it would move sooner. I probably used my taunt too soon, but we're gonna that is a very buffed up boss. I don't like that one bit, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Thunder Punch is coming through. I should be okay. I don't think I have to do anything. Giga Zap coming through. Please move away. You're supposed to move. That is irritating. CRI is coming through, but I think that's a reset. Do I reset? Do I reset? Do I reset taunt? We have one CR available. We should use it on a DPS. Thunder Punch is coming through. I'm going to use my big defensive leap back in. Don't get thrown out. I don't know who it was that kept getting shit on with the circle, but that was kind of irritating. Okay, we got this. We got this. One more intermission. We have 4 people up. We should be okay. If we can time a Rookery with 4 people, we can finish the last 30% of a boss with 4 people, or I should say 15% at this point. I'm gonna use shield charge to reapply my shield block, and I think we're at 10 stacks of demolish. I don't have any other buffs active. We're gonna use this thing. I want to kill the emissary. I don't know if I should be focusing the emissary or the boss. I'm hitting the emissary. Maybe not the best call. I'm going to rally here, keep us extra safe. Sparks are coming out. We're at 5 million HP on the boss. He just gets to die, and there we go. And I got, what did I get? Ringing Ritual Mud. 8 million damage and pulsing damage split between enemies nearby. That is a lot. And its versatility, which isn't horrible for me. Periodic damage you take coalesces into pungent mud to feed the ritual, reducing its cooldown by 2 seconds. So if I have dots on me, this lowers the cooldown. I need to macro this into stuff. That's a good trinket, though. And a hero trinket, too. Thank you for the portal. I feel like I did okay for my first +6. This is my first day of doing M+ on this character, so I feel like I'm doing good. Chill my YouTube channel and then leave party. Very nice. I feel like we did okay. Was it a 2-star? It was a 2-star. We even 2-starred our 6. Oh, come on, man. Now I have an 8. I'm not doing an 8. I think we're going to farm some 6s, and I think I'm going to do that in a stream. Speaking of which, probably when this video goes out, and if you've just finished watching it, if you started watching it right when it went out, I'm probably streaming by the end of you watching this video because it's a long one. So make sure you check out twitch.tv/definitely_not_Vlad, and I'll also be streaming to YouTube. So check out, just look on YouTube. I think that's pretty much it for our first episode. I think I did pretty good. I did more damage than this rogue. Caustic Spatter is their second highest damage, and Venom is their highest damage. Maybe they didn't have good uptime on Caustic Spatter. Let me take a look here. 40% uptime on Caustic Spatter. This rogue has a lot more potential damage for them. If they just had Caustic Spatter up on every trash pull, they would do a lot better. As is right now, their damage is suffering because they're not using Caustic Spatter. There could be some other issues that they have, but I don't know what those might be. Also, Rupture uptime. What is this Rupture uptime? What's going on here? Am I crazy? No, there's a different Garrote and Rupture. Okay. This is not it. This is something else. I think this is... yeah, this is from the Death Mark. Okay. So Rupture and Garrote, 49% uptime, which is pretty bad. You should have near 100 on that. That's a little confusing. It should be just about as high as your poisons, I think. Maybe not as high because you can't AoE it as much, but at least one target needs to have it. I'm getting carried away. I'm kind of hyped because the first few keys went well, so I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good about it. So I'm yapping more than I usually do. But Gutshield, hit a pose. Ka-chow! There we go. Oh man, this character is such a meme. But if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below, it being the video. If you want to see what happens between the episodes of Zero to Hero, check out the stream. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.